Recording. Very good evening to all our viewers. It is really a pleasure to have you all join us today. I begin by wishing all of you a very happy Diwali and season's greetings. So we three are parenting experts and we've come together to take up a very important topic which has been distressing a lot of parents, and that is the challenges faced by parents today, right from the primary level to the senior level. So the three of us will be sharing our experiences, our learnings, and maybe a few tips and clues as to how to manage, deal, or interact with your children by establishing, of course, first and foremost, an emotional connect. So I first welcome Prashanti Sai as our first parenting expert. She will introduce herself and then share her experiences. Prashanti?
Thank you so much, Viji.
Welcome.
And hello, viewers. I'm Prashanti, and I was a teacher, and I've now turned into a life coach. I'm now practicing as a life and transformation coach, internal strength coach, also, and I was working as a teacher for kindergarten. So during that time, I came across many. You can say I learned a lot of lessons how to handle my children plus even the school children. So it was like as of now today, if you see the main today, because of the COVID, that children are not going to school and parents have to homeschool them. It's like there's no other go. So I would say some with my experience and the incidents that happened in my life, I would like to share so that you can make out how we can handle these issues now. Mainly the children, first thing is the children have very short attention span. The children have very short attention span, so it's not more than 20 minutes, also not even very less than that. So you can't make a child sit for more than that and make them study. So that's one of the biggest challenge. And now, since the children are at home, we tend to do multitasking, and along with teaching children, we try to do other works also. So, like, I would like to cite an example of my own life. When my son was around 3.5 years old, I was taking his classes, and I was making him study at home. And when I was making him study, like I was doing multitasking. I was cooking one side, and I was doing my, teaching him one side. So when I was doing that, what I found was, like, I made him sit, and I used to give him a work, and I used to tell, abhi tum thoda pad lo, and hardly 2-3 minutes, and then I used to get up, and I used to go and do that cooking part, and again come back and sit with him again after 5 minutes, again get up, and then that way I used to do. So what happened was, like, my um, son got used to that. And once, like, I had been to after some days, like, I had been to my mother's place, so then I didn't have much of work to do there. So I thought, chalo, now I'll sit with him for some time, and then continuously not getting involved in any other work, and then I will continue to make him study. So that when I started making him study, after 4 to 5 minutes, I found him. He got up and he went. He said, "I'm just coming," and he went inside and he came. And again, when he said, then I thought, okay, fine, he must have gone for drinking water or washroom or something. And again, when he came back, then he sat for again 4 to 5 minutes. Again, he got up, and again he went. Again he came, and that continued for 2-3 times. Then I realized, what is he doing now? So I wanted to see, like, what exactly he is doing, and I just followed him to see. He was doing nothing. He just went inside. He just touched him, saw this side, that side, and came back and sat. Then I realized that I was doing that with him. I was getting up in between. So he thought it's how that we got to do it. So he got up, he was getting up in between, and he was doing that act, what I was doing before. So then I realized that doing multitasking, at least with children, it is not advisable. just sit with him, just sit with them continuously for, that little attention span. So why to do other works at that time? Quality time can be like just 20 minutes and not more than that. And now, because parents are always with them and parents are teaching them, so you don't expect the child to sit for a long time, and make them study for long. So this is one of the important thing what I learned. So from then onwards, even in school, I was not teaching continuously for 20 minutes. It was like very important that very little time. So completely teach at that time, and then divert them for later on and make them do something else. So this is one of the important lesson, is the attention span is very less. So you have to make a good use of it. Only just 10 to 20 minutes, not more than that. Another example, like what I would want to say is, my son, when he was small, same thing in school. When he used to go to school, he was around 3.5, 4 years only, not more than that. And I had taken him to, when I used to go for the parent teacher meeting, the parent teacher used to tell ki, ma'am, your son is not sitting one place and always moving in the class. Then I was like, I really didn't know what to do then. So when I came home, I told him, you're not supposed to move around. You're doing masti in the class. So please don't do masti. So then he said, okay, fine. And then again, he continued it, but he didn't stop it. Then the teacher told me, like, ma'am, he's continuing. I don't know. I've told him a number of times not to move around. He's the only child moving around. Then what happened was, when I told him again, you're doing masti, then I realized maybe something else could be the reason. Then I told him, like, oh, you're doing masti, and do you know what is the meaning? He asked me, what is masti? And I felt I did not actually tell him the meaning of masti. So when he told me, Mama, what is the meaning of masti? Then I said, see, and I explained to him very clearly, in a classroom, when you move around in a classroom, that is called masti. You're not supposed to move around. You're going to sit one place, listen to the teacher. If she says, come to me and get your book or anything like that, you have a doubt, moving and talking to her for water, that is absolutely okay. But when the class is going on, moving out is must. So the same thing, when you go out in the garden and you're having to play in the playground, there you move around, nobody is going to stop you. So sitting there, teacher will ask you, why are you sitting? In the class, if you're moving, teacher will ask, why are you moving? So the difference is, in the class you should not move, and you should sit in the class. And outside, when you go into the garden, there you have a right. I mean, you can move around, play, the teacher is not going to stop you. So then I realized that whenever we say something to a child, it is so important that, we got to explain the meaning behind it, because they have no idea about it. We have already led the life, so we know many things, many meanings of it. And, like, then I realized from next time onwards, whenever I said him anything, I felt like, tell the meaning to him, explain it to him, and then it was easy. And then from then onwards, like in the school also, it was so important that whatever word we use or anything, it's better to explain the meaning, then they understand and they can use it or follow the instructions as accordingly. And in school also, like I found is, we cannot make a child do many activities. So entertainment is very important. So creativity is one of the most important thing, that it's not always study, 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 or do A for apple, B for ball. You can always teach children through creative ways in the house itself, by using various, no need of buying anything separately. You can use your own items, like, you can teach them big, small, like using the whole papa's pant as big pant and small pant. We can the difference or opposites. Then teaching various concepts at home itself, giving them to help you in making the atta, and the knead the flour, and for making chapatis, using those, making different items, giving them to make, and the kitchen items, using big spoon, small spoon, and various musics with that. Lot of things can be done at home. So now at this point of time, parents should have a lot of patience, because they are handling children who are
all the
very
time.
so it's very important that patience will help a lot. And it's like, when you're having one child, it is really tough, or two children at home is really tough. And handling many children in the class could be a bit easier from my point of view, because there are so many more children, and they have, they interact and all that. So patience is very important as of now. So this
So
is
these
my
are
take.
fantastic takeaways, I'm sure, for our listeners, and especially how the home can be an effective sphere of learning. Not only value systems, but especially these little things like, for the little child at the KG level when they're learning colors and, big and small
Yes, very true.
concepts. So concepts can be learned in a very simple, easy, creative manner at home. Geometrical shapes, roti banao, different shapes ka, parotha
Yes,
banao,
yes.
triangle, roti banao, puri banao, goal. So very simple examples. You can actually teach them,
Yes, very true. Very
shapes rather than actually buying expensive accessories. So that was a wonderful exposition, especially at the primary level when the children are very young, very impressionable, and they absorb everything the parents say and do. They are like sponge. They just soak in everything. So you have to be very, very careful. The tone you use, the words you use, the message you give has to be very, very carefully thought out and crafted. That is what we need to
Yeah,
true.
so
remember.
many practical tips you have given, Prashanti. That to
Yeah,
being
and
a
one more
Yes,
thing I
teacher,
want to
being a
add.
mother. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one
absolutely
more thing is
wonderful.
like, these children are very small. So the thing is like, we, if we want them to respond to us well, one thing is we have to go with a proactive mind, thinking that, they are going to respond to us. Most of the time, if we hear parents, teachers, outsiders always saying like, children don't listen to us, we keep on saying that word, they don't listen. But
Right.
it's like, we are saying it and attracting that they don't listen to us. And it's very true, right? And
Right.
one more thing is like, when we handle these small children, the way you hold the hand, the way you talk to them, the way you cuddle them, the way the touch itself can say whether they are comfortable with you or not. You, even if most of the
Absolutely.
time you find parents also, mothers also pulling the child, and very rashly, you can make out that this is not the way the child will respond to you. If you, the child can make out if mother is pulling harshly, or father is pulling harshly, the hold is very tight, they feel uncomfortable, and definitely they will they will react, they will retaliate, they will not show support there. So that is very important, that how you handle it, how we handle the children is very important there.
Sure. So, Nita, I think you can continue from there. Maybe, how parents of slightly older age group, what are their challenges today? What are the difficulties they face because of the
Yeah,
changed mindset of the children themselves and the changed milieu through which we are now going, thanks to
right.
COVID
Thank you.
and staying at
Thank
home.
you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
Vajayanti.
Prashanti.
Thank you. Yeah, Prashanti shared such wonderful thoughts that mothers, they can just divert the kids in the right way. Just a little creativity on their part will make their stress reduce, and the children will be taught the correct things. So, to introduce myself, I'm Reena BK. I'm an ex-bank manager and now a coach, and I'm into parenting coach. I connect heart to heart with moms. I have moms, dads, kids, everyone with me. But mainly I connect with moms, and moms in my community know me that way. And I've been a parenting coach, and more than 500 parents have consulted me. So I found my passion in, I understand the moms. Just like Prashanti's story, if I remember my own story, way back, I was a single mom, husband was in a different city. I was handling this, my only son. He is the only son. Sometimes, like Prashanti said, only child is also a problem because you don't know.
There's no
Like,
company, there's
oh,
no
yeah, all the time, mom is the first
distraction.
choice, for any
Yeah,
anger or even to share the choice. Till
absolutely.
now, it is like that. He is grown up, but we become their best friend along the way. Even the, anxiety, anything they share with us only. So that's a plus point, like being a friend to the son. At the same time, you have to keep the child engaged. As Prashanti said, we have to put them on the right track. And these kids nowadays, I tell kids are smart, over smart. So parents have to be
Absolutely.
little bit smarter than them. So that is
One step ahead.
so one
Yes.
step ahead. Just go in their way, understand what's happening in their mind, and then you impose your ideas. So slightly first try to understand them, then you can take them on your track. That's what I tell the parents. So main thing, the challenges about talking about today's topic, many parents have shared with me. And also I feel, see, older days they used to go to their mosi, or some
Elderly
senior
people.
citizens, elder parents used
Yes.
to be there at home. They used to suggest, you do this, you do that, and children also normally used to obey. So I always have parents, hamare childhood mein aisa nahi tha, or we did not do such thing. The whole world has changed. We did not have any gadgets. Watching TV was a big,
Absolutely.
luxury
Yeah.
at that time. Now they have gadgets in their hands. So these children are different. They are exposed to technology. They are aware. They are being influenced by media, their peers. They watch everything, and kids are
True.
like sponges, like Vaijayanti, you said. So yeah, I completely agree. So they just absorb. And especially I deal with preteens and teens, 8 to 14-year-olds, because below 8, like Prashanti said, yeah, you tell them something, they'll do. They just
They will
blindly
do.
follow. So
I
that
know.
there your responsibility is, to be alert all 24 hours. So
Yes,
the kid is
yes.
observing me. After 8, the kid starts thinking for himself, want to do their own thing. Then they actually start defying. After 10 or 12, they ask, they want to do the opposite. Whatever you say, I'll do the opposite. Somehow it is like they're developing as an individual. That's the issue. So let me come to the actual challenges, and few tips I'll share with the moms here. And by the way, I welcome moms have joined. Nemika, welcome. Neeta, welcome. Neeraji was here already. And many of you are watching on FB Live. I welcome all of you to this show. Three parenting experts are here. We will share our tips in this short time, whatever possible. So about discipline, time management, and I want my kid to be organized. This is one of the concern. So there I say you cannot push too much. Like if the kid is waking up at 8 a.m., you want him or her to wake up at 6 a.m., start studying. That's the expectation of the parent. Nothing wrong with that, but you have to push bit by bit. And then for whatever the expectations, you have to set the broad rules with the consultation of the child himself. This 8-year-old, I always say, add 5 years to their age. This present age kids, you have to treat them like a bit
Yes,
older
yes.
kids. Yeah, 8-year-old, you should, adult to adult talk, come beta, beto. I mean, what time? This is the time I expect. Can you wake up? Sometimes requesting is also okay. It is like conversation between two friends. It has to happen like that. And so discipline, you have to push bit by bit by bit. Overnight, it will not happen. You know that you have tried. So only thing I request all parents, don't lose your patience. You have to have that patience in you, and test it out, what works, what does not work. With the child's cooperation only you will be able to do it. So this age, again, I consider very important, because after 15 it will be a bit difficult. They have their own set ideas, so it's difficult to mold them. So this age something can be done from the parent side. Even 1 degree change in direction leads to a different destination. We all know that. In case of a ship, your kid is not a ship, he is, your whole world. For parents, the kids are their whole world. So now, as Prashanti said, we have 1 or 2 kids, and we want the best for them. So about discipline, I told you, you have to talk to the child and make him or her listen. And main thing, as I said, these kids are so smart. You have to give them logic, you have to give them reason. Anything and everything they will question. Why, what, how he is not doing, my friend is not doing, my friend has this expensive mobile, why are you not buying me? So all with logic, with your reasons, you have to tell the kids. Then about studies, one more thing I've heard from moms and dads is they are very intelligent. IQ wise, these kids are too smart. Only thing, they are good with gadgets, with everything, but they don't sit and study. Arey ho jayega, I'll do it. I have a teenage kids. I mentor kids also. Few kids are there with me. That boy says, Auntie, I will study. Day after exam is there. Tomorrow I'll study and go. So why should I study hours together? Like everything we compare to our childhood, we were, we
Absolutely.
had a certain pattern of study and everyday
True.
revision, assignments, all that. These kids take it easy. So educating is a major role of the parent, telling the kids why, what, how it is important. And as far as studies, also, and that is linked to gadgets. In many cases, they're all the time with their phones, talking to their friends, or watching YouTube, or on Instagram. So they want to be connected and also be up to date with whatever is happening around. Maybe watching the YouTube also. So their parents have seen they do not devote time for studies, so they are with this gadget. So there also parents have to understand, okay, they need some entertainment like we adults do, and do not combine the online classes with the gadget time, that they have to do
Separate.
compulsorily.
They're two separate
Yeah,
things.
when you
Yes.
say screen time, this parents told me my son is 12 hours on gadgets. When I spoke to the son, he said, उसमें तो 8 hour online class
इतना
है,
तो
मैं
मेरा
क्या करूँ?
पढ़ाई के लिए till 4 o'clock every day.
See,
9
they
to 4 I'm
justify.
actually
They
doing
justify,
studies.
and this kid has analyzed
Yes.
properly. Whatever my parents
Yes.
say, he already
Yes.
has it in
Yes.
his mind. They are unnecessarily blaming me. I am on class work for 8 hours. So this angle has to be considered. And anyway, with gadgets also, you can just talk to the child. And I have told this child, I have given him a challenge. 1 month later, I'll come and ask you. I asked him a question. See, this is the way you need to deal as parents. As a coach, what I do is, I do not tell him don't watch mobile, don't be with the gadgets.
Right.
I told him, I just asked him, is it an addiction? He said no. 2 months back, he had told no. Again, last month I asked, he said yes. I'm spending too much time. He said 48 hours mega, that PUBG, something gaming, he
PUBG
did
is like
48.
a big
Yeah,
addiction now.
addiction.
Yes.
48
I'll
hours
also speak
continuous, he
about
did it.
that. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Then I asked him, I did not tell it is an addiction, you are addicted. They'll never accept. I asked
They'll
him,
never
are you
accept.
addicted? He said yes. The guy, the teenage kid said yes. Then I said, okay, how you will reduce bit by bit? You just plan and do it. Ultimately, if you decide today 4 p.m. I will keep it away, then you should be able to keep it away. It is self-control. Nobody will
Yes.
ask you. So 1 month back, I'll come. 1 month later, I'll come and ask you, are you addicted? Your answer should be no. Whether I'm addicted, that definition is also by the kid. What he will do about it is
Right.
also by the kid. So
Right.
1 month
Right.
later, he should tell me, Auntie, I'm not addicted. That is my intention. So this is the way I deal with them. Then value of money, again, this is also linked to gadgets. Somewhere they demand expensive gadgets. Otherwise, also
Absolutely.
they do not understand the value, and they compare to their peers. My friend has that particular iPhone,
I know. I
and
know.
all that. So there, I tell parents in an indirect way, you get them to do some charity. And recently I shared with my parents about gratitude jar. Let me share it now also for people who are watching FB. Like, you have a gratitude jar and post-it notes and pens ready. You can decorate the jar and keep a jar. It can be a family jar also. Whenever anyone feels thankful, let them write a note and then drop it
Right.
there with the time and date. Maybe today I felt happy. Oh, I'm doing FB Live. I'm so happy. Thank you,
Yes.
God.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I get to meet
It's
so
a
many
buzz
parents.
moment for all of
Yeah.
us, as I think I would
No,
say.
we coaches, we are not in some elevated position. Actually, we should thank the parents. They are
I
coming
know.
and connecting. They
Yes.
have so much trust on us.
Of
We
course.
should
Of
be
course.
thankful to them. So such small incidents, if I just write about this, whatever made me happy, whatever I'm thankful for, I'm suggesting to the parents
True.
as well as kids, drop it in the gratitude jar. Once in a way, one Sunday, just pour it down and just open
So
and read. Such a
it's the
beautiful
modern version
activity.
of the Lakshmi Bhar that we would keep
Yeah.
track of the coins. And
True,
this
true,
is
true. Yeah, and then counting, that used to
then
be so
counting
exciting.
it.
How much is
Yes.
the total
Yes.
collection?
Yes.
So count your
Wonderful
blessings. This is a
idea.
practical exercise. So these things makes
Absolutely.
children realize we are already blessed. I'm
Yeah.
thankful for my room, for my bed, for my parents. And whenever I talk to
Absolutely.
teens, I tell them your parents are your best friends. They are your well-wishers. There
True.
cannot be anyone else apart from the parents. So I make it known to them. Like Prashanti was sharing, they don't know, these kids. They don't know something. You have to tell them, this is it, beta.
Yes.
We
Yes.
assume they know everything, but primary
Mhm.
job of parents is to keep telling them with lot of patience. And again, anger, aggressive behavior is seen in children. They follow by example. At least 50% of the moms have accepted with me that yes, we also yell and shout. So my kid
Yes.
also does. So I have given, as a joint family practice, I have given them tips. Whenever you feel angry, Everyone will play it like a game, go to the kitchen, get a glass of water, and we have to do something called pattern interrupt. So one of the pattern interrupt example I have given to the mom is, make it like a family game. Whenever you are angry, for example, if the mom is angry, kids will point out, Mommy, you are angry. Someone has to tell them because they don't realize.
They're not conscious of the fact that they are blowing
Nobody is
it.
conscious, neither adults nor kids. You know, when you are in full anger, you don't
Full
realize
steam
what you're
ahead.
talking.
Yes,
What
yes.
you're doing, you don't realize. So make it like a family game. Any other person can point out and say, you are angry, and that person will walk away from that place, physically walk away from that place. The intention of drinking water is also to move away as well as to calm down. So drink a
Calm
glass
down.
of water, that will make you realize, oh, why am I acting like that? You know, it will make you realize something is wrong here. So this is one tip for anger. Make it a family habit to
Yeah.
calm down immediately. Okay.
You
And
find
then
many times the mother will be
Yeah,
angry.
we used to say, nuns would teach us, count up to 100, and by that time, your anger will dissipate. Alvaretu nuns would always say, count up to 100.
No, with the task, I'm making it like a game. I'm suggesting
Like
make
a
it like a
game.
game.
Yes,
Kids can
yes.
also catch parents. You know, it's
I
not
know.
only one way.
Catch out
Even
on.
when I coach teenagers, there is mutual commitment. I tell them, tomorrow will you wake up at 6 a.m.? They say yes. Then I say, Auntie will wake up at 6 a.m. for your sake. We are doing it jointly.
It has to
Then
be
we'll
both.
report to each other.
Absolutely. It has to be collaborative. I've always believed in that. Yes, yes.
Parents say they have done this. I wake up and then wake up my kids, but they don't do. With a new person, maybe commitment is more. This happens to kids. Have you observed parents? Kids, you know, they don't do for parents' sake, but some third person appreciates them, they'll be very, very happy.
Yes,
so I have a trick
yes,
for
yes.
that. Let me share now that trick. So I always tell parents, appreciate and encourage. So you know what Vaijayanti should do? She should appreciate her kid when talking to Prashanti, not directly to the kid. She should say, Prashanti, do you know my kid is such a gem, and always,
Absolutely.
you know, if
Yes,
he is not
yes.
so organized, once in a way he sometimes keeps away his books or toys in place. Then you observe that, then you appreciate him directly also. That also you do. Make it a
Yes,
big
yes.
issue that once in a way he has kept things properly in place. And you tell Prashanti, okay, my son, you know, yesterday he kept his things away. His room is looking so clean, so neat. And whatever we appreciate, even we adults do that. If you say, for example, anyone tells me, Veena, you speak very well in front of the camera, I will love talking in front of the camera. It's as
Yes,
simple as that.
naturally. Yes,
Any
yes.
person needs appreciation. Even parents needs appreciation.
True.
Okay. So there are problems, there are issues, but there are ways to deal with it also. So don't panic. So we are here. Contact us anytime. We are here. Just because we have dealt with so many kids and parents, we know something, we will guide. And ultimately, both my objective, Vaijayanti, Prashanti, parents, everyone wants the wellness of the child.
Absolutely.
That is the ultimate goal. So let me take you all through a 2-minute visualization and relaxation. Let us do it all together. Wherever you are seated, just listen and follow. I'm a healer too, so I use some sort of a healing techniques. It's much needed for stress management for parents. Relax. Take a deep breath. Relax your whole body. Whatever your worries, pains, stresses, whatever it may be about children or something else also, feel it in your body. You may feel some tightness or some discomfort in any part of your body. It may be multiple parts also. Right now, feel it. Where are you feeling some discomfort, maybe pain, maybe burning sensation? Maybe you already have some pain in the body which is bothering you. Just concentrate on that. Let us learn how to release our pains, worries, tensions. Come to normal breathing and observe your breath. At the same time, awareness on the discomfort in your body, physical body. Your heart may feel tight, you may feel restricted breath, anything because of the discomfort. Any feeling may be there in the body. Just relax. Now take a few deep breaths and send it to those parts or that one particular part wherever you're feeling the tightness. Take a deep breath send it up to that part. For example, if I'm feeling in my heart region, I'll send the breath to my heart. If it is in the stomach, when I inhale, I'll send it to the stomach. Inhale, exhale, let go. When you exhale, feel your body freeing up. Inhale, send your breath to that part. Exhale, feel the freeness in your body. Okay, come back to normal breathing. Now visualize universal energies from the top of your head in the form of white light entering your body from the top of your head. White light, like a waterfall, it's entering and flowing all through your body. And this waterfalls is carrying all the discomfort. It is melting away in your body and it is leaving from your feet. Take in the white light as much as you want inside your body. Universe is pouring out the energies in the form of white light. Waterfalls is circulating in your body. And with it, it is carrying away the discomfort and leaving from your feet. It is leaving your body bit by bit. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Your body is filled with white light. You're feeling calm and peaceful. Come back to normal breathing. Become aware of the present. Slowly move your fingers and toes. And gently open your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nita. That was a wonderful de-stress exercise. And as mothers, as mentors, caregivers, all of us are under a lot of stress. And I'm sure this has really been a blessing to them.
If you can't do anything else, if you don't have time to do, you're with so many other people, just take 2 deep breaths. That will change your state. I know moms are under stress.
Yes.
Dads are also bothered. Just take few deep breaths that will relax you. Thank you, Vaijayanti. I request you to share your valuable tips with us because you have been mentoring both teens and the parents and also the older teens. So they have different issues. So kindly share with us.
Sure. Those who don't know me, I'll just give a very brief introduction. I have been an educationist. I've been a teacher for more than 40 years in one of the top schools of Kolkata belonging to the Birlas. And I have mentored parents along with students, and they've come to me with all kinds of problems. It could be physical, it could be mental, psychological, psychosexual. I mean, that's an age when they are growing and, all the hormones are running wild, and you have parents coming and saying, my daughter is, head over heels in love with an older man. I had this actual case where a girl, she was sort of besotted by a person much older than her across the road, and studies were being affected. And of course, without the child's knowledge, we had to go about it in a very, very, diplomatic and tactful way. Otherwise, it would have made matters worse. Fortunately, I was successful and the child excelled in her exam. There was another child also. I mean, these are common problems, especially in a girl's school, when you have a very boyish looking girl, she kinds of very macho air about her, and the girls, because for lack of boys, they swoon over her, and he becomes kind of a surrogate for boys, and you have other problems which stem from that. And her studies were being affected because they virtually would fawn on her. So ultimately, I made her understand that, listen, the first thing you need to do is switch school. That's something I advised her, because over here, you're sort of seen and fawned upon by these girls, and it's affecting your own self-image. And we know that you are not of that type. So I spoke to the mother and I said 11, 12, I think she needs to get out from this environment, go into a new environment, where she will be recognized for what she is as a person, and that will work wonders for her. Now, coming to something very basic, which I feel as a parent, because I have a 40-year-old daughter, I've brought her up, hopefully, maybe the right way, made a few mistakes, learned through them. What is very important, I've realized, is emotional connect, because in life, especially as the children grow older, your role as, switches from that of being a mentor to a friend. That is the difference between the middle school and the senior school. And Chanakya, in his Niti Shastra, says that that after 16, parents must become friends, inform them, educate them about the pitfalls of life, because it's very important. Today, our children are moving out of the cocoon of their home and the school. By the time they are 18, they move to college, they go to new towns. Thanks to the internet, they're making new friends. They don't really know how many of them are good for them and how many may be wrong. So as a friend, you have to sort of guide them, share with them, allow them to confide in you. That's very important, because if you are a parenting figure, the olden Victorian image. I remember my dadu, my grandfather. He was the typical archetype of the Victorian, guardian. And when he used to enter through one room, I used to escape through through the other door, because I knew he was going to come and sort of, tick me off for my non-conformist ways.
No, now these kids will threaten them also. They are not afraid of any of them.
I know. So that is very important. You establish an emotional connect, talk to them. But again, I believe in the 5 C's. I'll just share this with you. And most important is communication. First C is communication. How do you communicate? Communicate with love, communicate with respect, communicate with the other person as an individual being. Maybe your child, definitely your child, but don't look down upon the child. Don't be, condescending to your child. Treat her as an equal. Treat her as someone with whom you are conversing as an individual person. Respect her views. You may not agree. You may differ. Come to an agreement. Another important thing is consistency. Another C, I believe very important, is if you have a stand on something, stick to it. Today, you're telling her this is right. Tomorrow, you're saying this is wrong. How does the child differentiate between what is right and wrong? Today, you're telling her no night out with your friends. Tomorrow, you're saying, fine, you can go with so-and-so. How does she know which is right? So fine, like what I did with my daughter, I made it very clear to her. These are the 2 homes. I have met their parents. I know their setup. I know you're safe. You can spend, they have this night out weekend. Listen, for them, it's fun. You have to understand that one night out with their friends, they freak out, listen to music and dance. And especially today, we have nuclear families and the children don't have that kind of camaraderie and, one homie with brothers and sisters at home. We were 4. We were 2 brothers, 2 sisters. So we never needed anyone outside. We used to play carom together, we used to have fun together, but that is something which is missing in our children's lives. So we have to empathize. That's a very, very important concept. We have to empathize, put ourselves in their shoes, try to understand what their feelings are, relate to that. And then only can we establish a bond of friendship. Friendship will come through understanding. Friendship will grow through empathy. Friendship will be nurtured through understanding. But you have to be consistent. That is very important. For that, conviction is important. You have to have your own convictions in place. You have to have your value systems. So at home, you have to teach those values as your child is nurtured. For example, my daughter had made it very clear, 10:30 is fine. After 10:30, you jolly will come back home. And that too maybe, once a month or something with your friends. So you have to draw the line somewhere, So freedom is there. Liberty will be allowed, but not license. The child must understand from the very beginning, there's a difference between liberty and license, especially when they are in their teens, because there's such a lot of pressure. The other thing I personally feel is different homes have different systems. Our value systems are different. I knew when I was here in Kolkata, Loreto, in college, there were so many girls, they had a latchkey And they could come at any time of the night because their parents would do the same thing. They would come at any time of the night from the club and they would open the latchkey and come in. The children would follow. But I had I won't say terrible lesson, but I learned it the hard way. And this was in Agartala. My father was a very senior IAS officer. You know, we used to have parties in other officers' homes. And I remember it was a New Year night, and I came back. I must have been just out of college, or maybe in college, maybe around 18 years of age. And I came back, and I think it was not very late, 12 o'clock. The clock strung Cinderella. You had to celebrate, usher in the new year. And I came back, and my father was awake, and he was sitting and reading a newspaper. And you know, that message came to me. It was out of his love that he was waiting. It was not necessary. He could have gone to sleep, and I would have come in. Nothing would have been wrong. But that message came to me that my parents love me and they'll be waiting up for me. So maybe even once a year, but still I have to draw a line. So value systems have to be taught at home. Boundaries have to be set. Limits have to be established. And they have to be consistently upheld. That is why for me, third C is very important. And that is consistency. And for that, you need courage. So the fourth C is for courage. If I have the courage of my conviction as a parent, I should be able to uphold that. Even if the child is getting, you know, upset about it, but the child will understand after some time. And the last, of course, is that you have to be ready to compromise. By compromise, I don't mean that you have to give in. Try to establish a trade-off. Okay. Today, he says, Mama, I cannot do this. Fine, don't do it today, beta. You do it after 3 days. So my ego is not affected. He says, okay, today I'm very busy. You know, I'm preparing for a debate. I cannot do this for you today. Okay, fine, don't do it today. Do it after 3 days when you'll be free. So that kind of a compromise, that kind of a trade-off has to be worked out. Then only will you be able to establish an emotional connect. Then only will you be able to establish a sense of unity, you know, harmony, very important. What do we want at home? To get rid of stress, what do we want? We want a harmonious life. We want harmony between everyone. Harmony between the spouses, husband and wife. They too should abide by these 5 C's, I think. It should not be something which is only applicable to the relationship between a mother and a child, but it's equally important and you know, necessary for the parents, the spouses also, to have the same 5 C's. And based on that, you can have a bedrock, a foundation of love, of bonding, and most important, of understanding. Because then only can you have a happy home. And a happy home is one where there is understanding and empathy between all the members of the family. You're a team. So leadership qualities for a mother is that she encourages, she nurtures, she finds out. She has to be proactive. What are the interests? What are the aspirations? What are the desires? What are the dreams of my children? But then again, we have to avoid what is called FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Now, my daughter has to learn the piano. My daughter has to learn swimming. My daughter has to, you know, learn Zumba. Poor child. Where does she have time for academics? She's running from pillar to post. And the mother likewise is so busy accompanying her everywhere because of security reasons. She has no time for herself to relax, de-stress, maybe listen to music or do yoga or do things herself. So let us replace FOMO with JOMO. Let us find out, let us eliminate the non-essentials, have a few, find out what the child wants. If the child wants to do something which is expensive, find out if he really hungers for it. Is it a passion? Where does he see himself 5 years from today? Does he want to be a pro? Fine. I have a nephew who today is a golf champion. Started very young. Parents, of course, had to go out of the way to support him financially, but they found out that whether it was just a passing, you know, fads, he had seen some picture and he wanted to do it, or was he really thinking about it from a long term? So today he's a junior champion. Maybe after a few years, who knows, he may be playing for the country. So where the interest of a child is, first find out, ask him, enter into dialogue. If he's not willing to talk, tell him to write a note. Why do you want to do this? What do you hope to achieve by doing this? How far do you see yourself doing this? Then support him mentally, emotionally, financially, and be with him through that journey to reaching excellence. So these are my takeaways from my years of experience. And Neeraj, you're a father. Why don't you join us and share your views on parenting? I mean, all of us have been speaking about women, but let us hear something from a father's point of view.
Please unmute, Neeraj.
To maintain the balance. Neeraj, please unmute yourself. It would be lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel it's very important that, we understand the value systems or incorporate the value systems inside our children. If they have the value systems within them, then they will not digress from the mainstream.
True.
And that is very important, what I feel. It's like
every home has a microcosm. We all
Yeah.
have an individual microcosm of values. And that is something we have to transmit. That is something we have to pass on to the next generation. इसको ही हम
Absolutely.
परंपरा कहते हैं.
It's very important to teach them those things, small things.
True. True.
In fact, not just teach them, make them realize it. And because teaching, a lot of people will not take in. A lot of children will not take in. But if you make them realize, then they will take in very easily.
Yes, yes. I was speaking with Neeraj the other day about something which we both discussed, and that is the importance of life skills, because COVID has brought the biggest challenge to us, and that is that you have to learn how to fend for yourself. There are no servants around. The caregivers, the helpers, overnight they left us, and children who never had even poured a glass of water for themselves now actually have to join in the household chores. So you can talk about that, Neeraj, since you have children.
No, true. Because a lot of things, when the servants weren't there, the maids were not there, a lot of things had to be done in the house. And that is the time when actually children got into the act.
Absolutely.
And they started learning a lot of things. And I think COVID has done a fabulous job of actually teaching every person. In fact, not just us, the children as well.
True, true.
What we can do and what we cannot do. There are a lot of apprehensions before that children had. But since they are at home now, they know, okay, I can do anything sitting at home. And once you tell them, and they are ready to do it also.
Correct. And Neeraj and Vajanti touched upon the value system. I would like to add, sometimes there is different opinion between the parents. The parenting style itself may be different from I've heard mom say, I'm liberal, father is strict, or the other way around.
Yes, yes.
So these kids are confused when this is the state of affairs at home. So what parents can do when the kid is not present, they can discuss. They know for which frequently these arguments happen between the parents. So they can discuss and reach a mid ground where both parents agree on certain things.
Absolutely.
I just remembered, I thought.
That is very important. That is why my whole theme of coaching is collaborative parenting. I was speaking to that about Neeraj also, and he also agreed that it's collaboration not only between the child and the mother or the child and the father, but most important is between the spouses.
Partners,
you have to see eye to eye, so you may have differences between yourselves, but when you come in front of your children, you have to come as one. It's like in Paul Science, because I'm a civics teacher. So we are always told that the prime minister and the cabinet ministers, they can have their differences within the chamber. They can air their differences and brainstorm, but once they come out, then they have to come out as one. And that is what we call collective responsibility.
Very true, very true.
True.
Balance.
Absolutely.
One more thing I would like to add is about, you were talking about the empathy part, right? I feel like, the children at very young age itself, the empathy has to be put into them. Like, in schools, they say it's the inclusive method is important. Sometimes some schools may not have this, the facilities. But what I feel is parents should always encourage their children to have friends who are differently abled, because a lot of empathy
Very
comes in them.
important.
They learn.
Very important.
Yeah, that
Yes,
is,
yes.
they learn how to take care of others, and that is from the childhood.
Yes.
They start, and that is very important. They won't be selfish, they will be sharing,
Yes,
they will be
yes.
caring. And as they're growing big, and once they start traveling alone or going out on their own, they automatically, the body language shows, seeing certain things, certain children, they automatically will come forward to do it. But some like this is not there. You find them like, they're so cool and they don't want to involve. So that should not be there. They should, from beginning itself, they should have friends of differently abled children, so then that really matters psychologically also. They grow so well. I feel that is very important.
Yeah, and Vaijayanti was talking about life skills and what you mentioned, Prashanti, about empathy, about exposing the kids. I was reading about this research which is called Harvard Grant Study. There it is proven that children who are involved in household chores, when they grow up, they'll be team leaders and taking decisions, taking upon that difficult task. These are the qualities we like the companies look forward to when hiring, or even as a person having the best qualities, the person is volunteering, taking up difficult tasks. So this habit starts from the childhood. So from the childhood, give them chores. It is proven. It is not just because we are saying it is already a research has been made with the kids, and when they grew up, it was observed that they are more successful in their life.
I'll share something with you, because when I first, my public speaking journey began when I was in school. By the first time when we had an extempo competition, and the topic given to me was, and this was, I'm talking of 1966, so it's way back in time. The world was much more conservative, you could say. And the topic that was given to me was that, do you think boys and girls should be taught the same subjects? And of course, I answer very, very clear views and decided views, so that everyone considers me a feminist today. I was very clear that yes, household chores have to learn ironing. If I learn ironing, they have to learn ironing. If I need to learn roti, they must learn how to make roti. And actually, later on, what I saw was that was right. I got first prize for that.
It was revolutionary at that time.
By the way, yes, by the by. But then after that, what I've seen is my nephews today, who are abroad in different parts of the world. One nephew is in America, in Seattle, with Amazon, another was in Australia. So they all are in different parts of the world, and they cannot afford to buy food. So first thing they're learning when they go from here is take a rice cooker, learn how to make khichdi. So if nothing else, kam se kam khichdi banakar to kha sakoge, survive to kar sakoge. So life skills is very important, and I think the government has understood the importance of this. And again, I was talking to Neeraj that the new education policy has, making a lot of space for schools to actually impart life skills to the children.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
high time
schools have to actually change themselves pretty tremendously.
Yes, yes.
Because the way they were teaching, a lot of things I used to understand, okay, it's just, it's a hogwash system that schools are having right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from the studies, the extracurricular is actually hogwash. And within the extracurricular, they should actually incorporate these life skill systems.
See, NCC, I personally feel every school must have, the Girl Guides or NCC, because that is where they actually taught survival skills.
Yes.
And COVID has made us realize that we have to know survival skills if we need to survive in this day and age. So we have some parents here, I think, Veena, why don't you ask them to also ask a few questions? Maybe.
Nimika, would you like to share something, Nimika? Any questions for us? Thank you for
Hello,
joining.
Everyone. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Nimika. Welcome to our panel discussion.
Thank you. Very glad to be here. No, this is it. I was also thinking, as just now Veena said, that the parents' collaboration has to be there. That I completely agree with. That unless that is because of other, if it's not there, then nothing is possible.
Very true. Yeah. Very true. So how old your children are? How old?
My son is 13 years old.
Okay, just the right age.
Yeah.
So what are the you can just mention one or two challenges you're facing today Of course, you're handling it very efficiently, but maybe for the others, they could also take a few
Just
learnings.
now,
I
like-
think Nemika should share that what she did for the music addiction of her son. I really appreciate
Actually,
her.
few days back, I got connected with Veena, and I was really concerned because my son is addicted to music.
Wonderful.
Good addiction, by the way.
Yeah, but I felt when I spoke to Veena, I felt so good that at least she said that you should be thankful that he is
हाँ,
not
ये तो अच्छा
addicted to.
addiction है, of
Yeah, it was
course.
completely my perspective to looking
I
at that
know.
thing is completely changed
Yes.
from that day.
How many people love and dig music जो बोलते हैं ना, and it's the sensibility, musical sensibility is something which de-stresses. Even me today, if nothing else, मैं बैठ कर
Yeah,
अपना
because
टुंग-टांग
yeah. My
practice
son
करती
also
हूँ.
was trying to tell me and explain to me the same thing again and again, that mom, this gives me really, I get completely out of stress because of this, and I just love music. But then I couldn't
Absolutely.
understand that how much you listen entire day. This is not acceptable because while studying also something he want behind him, so that in that form he studies.
No, this generation wants that.
Just
My
like
daughter
that.
also, today she is an urban consultant. अपने drawing कर रही है. She's doing a designing,
सुन रही
but there's some
है.
classical music at the back. It's kind of calming her.
And
So
thank
I
you for
accept
sharing
it.
this, Nemika. Actually, parents need the kids to let be like, as they
Yes.
are. That also we have to learn, where we have
Of
to
course.
let go and let them be themselves. So that is also a learning for the parent. So thank you for sharing.
True.
I would want
Absolutely.
something here. I would want to add
Prashanti?
something here. As
Prashanti.
a kindergarten teacher, it's so important that if you want a child to learn a language, it is very important that the child has to listen to a lot of rhymes and even say rhymes.
Mhm.
We've done that.
Yes.
From
when
very
the
small
child-
age. I mean, kindergarten school was that itself, the kindergarten, the garden for kids, so kinder. German.
when
So,
it is
through
also
music.
proved, and I would say is like my son, my eldest son,
Mhm.
he used to listen to a lot of music. Even I was the same as Nemika saying, that oh God, he so much into music. But then when he got so good marks in his English, in his 12th, he got 98 out of 100.
Wow.
And I would say he learned, I felt is, he learned so much from the different, the emotions are there in the music, there are words in the music, there's so much of meaning, everything in the music.
True.
So before I used to feel, why is he so much into music? But then when I could relate this to, when I encourage children to do a lot of rhymes and all, because they have to learn the language, then why not my
Language,
son,
yes.
he can't do rhymes. Now he's into, now he's
Yes,
definitely he'll go for music only. So, and he
Yes.
learned so much. And I keep telling people, listen to music, listen to songs, then you learn so much, language, you learn rich language. Emotions.
Something I'll share an experience, because when I was doing my B.Ed over here in Loreto College, so English was one of my method subjects, history and English. So we had to teach them essay writing. So, you have three kinds of essay writing. You have narrative, you have descriptive. And I actually used an LP in those days. They used to have these long playing records. It was called The Sinking of the Bismarck. It was like a ballad. And I used that actually as a tool and asked them, from there you write a descriptive essay from the words. And that lesson really worked well. So music is not just entertainment, music is not just de-stress, but music, as Prashanti shared with us, is actually a learning tool. You can learn English, the pictures, the pen images which are there. You can use those as an exercise for, as I've said, in essay writing or paragraph writing or anything like that.
It depends how parents see these habits of the kids.
Absolutely.
Like in my own example, I used to read and read, voraciously read everything.
Yeah, all of us.
At that time, no, they told me, don't read. Why do you read so much? You're a bookworm. किसी से मिलती नहीं, बात नहीं करती. You're so reserved. Now I can't
I
stop
started
talking.
wearing specs at 16 because I used to get
now
under the
we
quilt.
We have to push the kids to read the books.
Under
now
the quilt, mosquito net, shlong.
I
have to sit over there and sit and read. So every
year.
Now
now parents ask me, how can we inculcate this habit in our kids of reading?
Absolutely.
So it's not absolutely good or bad. Everything needs to have a balance. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
True.
I have one more query.
Yes,
Nimika.
Namika.
My query is like how to teach him to keep the priorities and then how to set the priorities. Though, as some time back you were also saying that the kids are doing their work and everything, but to set how to tell them to do important things first, and then later on you go and play and then do whatever you want, but finish the assignment first, finish the whatever important call first, and then do other things.
Right,
How
right,
to
right.
do that?
No, you just
Every
have
time
to
he is
make
not
him,
listening.
yes, no, you have to make him understand that आज होमवर्क नहीं करोगे तो कल तो डांट मिलेगा, सीधी बात है. Your game, then he does it well, especially if it's a home task, you know. Otherwise, last minute, if he tries to do it, he will not be able to do it well, and then the appreciation will not come. Appreciation will come if he does the work well. For that, he needs time. So he has to make that time and prioritize that. हाँ, ये मुझको आज को करना है. So make him do a kind of a timetable, you know, a schedule. It's very important to schedule it and then work on it. So
I was about to say that whenever you get commitment from him, get it along with the time.
Yes. No, he has a habit. He already has a habit to make the sticking. Whatever the assignments, whatever things he has to do, he put it on a note. He stick it on his table. But then he has to finish it, on time.
Right.
So that doesn't happen. And I always, and I'm the one who get hyper.
So that is why you have to schedule it. अगर project बनाना है तो 3 days का project है. आज introduction करो. Okay. Maybe the first
correct. That's
part.
What.
Next day you do this part, and third day conclusion and refining. So teach him how to organize his work and plot it according to time. Once he does it, तब mechanical हो जाएगा. First time you have to hold his hand. Second time he himself will realize once he gets the benefit. हाँ, ये करने से मुझे ये advantage मिल रहा है. So he finishes it, and then he has time. He can do anything after that. He has all the time.
I would like to add something over here. Is
yes,
sometimes what happens is, you can't always do everything for a child. You always can't be the teacher, or you always can't discipline your child. Sometimes what happens is a child has to learn it from external sources also. So if at all your child is repeatedly not doing it, if suppose a teacher says him, it's well and good. It's better to
teacher
learn
always
from the external, or from a neighbor, or from a cousin, or from a relative. Because you see, I feel is what I understood this way is, as a mother, we can cook and we can give, we can raise the child, but every activities we cannot do for the child, right? We have to outsource many of the activities for children. Like, we can't cut the hair of the child. We don't do it. We can't sit with the child and teach the whole day. Like, they got to go to school. Sometimes it is very important, like, even after we saying, the child doesn't understand, to make the consequences they face of not doing should be faced from the external sources. If a child doesn't behave well, if you are going on constantly telling the child don't do it, and the child doesn't listen to you, it is actually good that sometimes you leave it and let the child do it out, and let the child face it from external.
Pain and pleasure principle. Then you realize
the child will understand that mama is actually accepting it and telling me continuously, but the outsiders will not accept.
No, they will not tolerate it.
Those type of learnings will be not only from us, from external also. It is very important. That's what.
True.
I have a tried and tested method, which is give and take. Give what your child wants first. Do you want to watch TV? Normally what we say, you finish your studies, then you can watch TV. Try the reverse thing. Okay, now I'll let you watch TV. After that, you have to do.
Yeah,
that is
again pattern interrupt. They'll be shocked. What is this? Mama always did. If you study and this is something reverse happening.
Yes,
so
yes.
Children do that later. They are committed. Okay, I'm willing to give you your time. Then if you commit later, you'll do my whatever my demand. You have to do it.
But with,
but with I had this case where a colleague was telling me her child is completely addicted into PUBG, and it totally addicted. Now there the case is very different, because he has become a virtual hero, so that esteem he is winning, whenever he marifies someone or gets an extra win, and they all say, shabash, shabash, that kind of gives him an extra wing to fly. And that is something where the parents have to make him understand that being a virtual hero is not the same as a real hero. So be a real hero first in life. Then the accolades tab aayega, so they will be real. They will be founded in reality and not something which is the virtual world, because that has become a major problem. There's so many parents now saying my child is hooked onto PUBG, and that's very
Right.
sad.
Welcome, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining. He has joined just now.
Okay.
Yeah, Neeraj was saying something.
Yes, Neeraj.
Yeah, I was actually talking about breaking the cliche style.
Hmm.
So every time we keep on, blabbering about something continuously, and then the reaction also is the same. every
Same.
time.
True.
So
They
so
won't
as-
even listen half your words.
They-
They know what
Yeah.
you're going to talk.
एक कान से सुनकर दूसरे कान से निकाल देंगे.
so इसीलिए when you break the cliche style,
Yeah.
the reaction is suddenly ऐसा कैसे बोल दिया मुझे,
Hmm.
and then things change. The response is
Right.
different.
Right.
Instead of the reaction, the response has to be there. And then
Right,
things
that's what she said.
Yeah.
Allow TV देखना है तो आगे देख
Right,
लो, उसके
right.
बाद
Cut and
चलाओ.
interrupt.
that's the reason I wanted to actually add to it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Neeta, you want to
Surprise.
say something? Neeta, any questions for us? Neeta, are you there?
Yeah, she's there.
Hello. Yes.
Hi, Neeta.
Hi. Hi, Veena. Hi,
Hi,
Rajanti.
Neeta.
Hello, good evening,
Hello.
Neeta. Wonderful to
Yes.
have you with us.
So my daughter is also 13, elder one, and I
Okay.
have twins, younger twins. They are 11. So my elder one is very passionate about drawing. So I again have the same issue as Neeraj about prioritizing. So she's so much involved into drawing and painting. She has her Instagram site where she updates, and she's part of, she loves drawing anime. So she gets
Okay.
totally involved in that.
Yes, yes. I know quite a few of our girls are into that in a big way. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, getting her to give complete what is important first and then go to that, even I find that challenging.
Right, right. But your daughter may have the instinct of a designer. So encourage her, because
Yes.
today there's so many alternative careers in graphic design and in animation. So she has that
So talk to her.
potential.
Set
Yes.
a time schedule. Okay, so many hours you can spend on drawing. I don't mind. I will not
Absolutely.
trouble you. I will not question you. As long as you're doing this many hours of studies, as long you're getting good grades. So
Good
something like
grades.
that you
Yes,
can talk with her.
yes, yes.
Yes. So
Both
I
of
do
you
say-
can come to a compromise. Like, okay, I'll let you do
That's
what
right,
you
so
want.
that's
You
the-
do what I want.
The fifth C is very
and she
important.
has something that she
Compromise.
gets
Ah.
inspired in the night. So
Wow.
she's
Yeah.
awake till 2:30 in the night, and she's
Mhm.
busy drawing, and because of that, she's not able to get up in the morning.
Get up in the morning.
And
yes.
even I feel bad telling her anything because she says she's inspired, but her whole schedule is totally messed up because of that.
No, then tell her like over the weekend, maybe Saturday, because Sunday is a holiday. So maybe on a Saturday she can sort of take it easy because she doesn't have to get up in the morning.
Yeah,
So
one
again-
week, 1 week she could sleep by 2 a.m. Every day. Next week by 1:30 a.m. Reduce the time.
Reduce
I mean,
it.
earlier to sleep. So
And make
bit
her
by bit by
realize,
bit.
the the physical effects of
Yes, she
not
doesn't
sleeping.
understand.
so you have to make her understand
Because
the-
morning she has to get up for her school. Minimum number of
Yes.
hours of sleep is required. So
No, that's
ask her,
very
okay, how
important,
will you
yes.
ensure for yourself that you
8
get
hours
7 to 8
minimum.
hours
At
of
that
sleep?
age, she
How?
needs 8 hours of minimum sleep.
Let her
for her
answer.
body to
Let her
develop.
answer. Hmm.
Yes. So she compensates. So she won't get up before 9 or 9:15. And if her class starts at 9:30, she will just get
Okay,
up
now
15,
because
10
of the online, so that
Online,
is why
yeah.
they have the flexibility of
So
time.
no
Earlier
actual
on, like you had to
problem,
get
right,
up.
Neeta? No actual issue as such, right? She's getting sleep. She's attending her
She's
school.
getting her
not
8
getting-
hours of sleep.
Okay, okay.
So that is
Then
it.
try in a friendly way weekend. Why don't you, get up a bit early by 8 a.m. So to wake up at 8, what you need to do? That way you
But
can just start
can
the
I ask
conversation.
something like, I feel like as the children go to teenage, right,
Mhm.
their sleep
Mhm.
hours also change, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They have
From
that
8 to 6
issue.
hours.
Their
I've
friends
seen
will be
that.
awake, right?
Timings
Night,
change.
their friends will be awake. They'll be chatting on WhatsApp.
Yes, it's
Insta.
after that, it's
That is
after
why
11
it is their
o'clock.
social need to talk to
Yes,
their friends.
everyone sleeps by 11 and then they are
They'll be
on their
chatting.
chat.
Yes, so with the twins, they used to sleep. So one of them is very particular. She wants to sleep by 9:30, 10. And the other twin also used to sleep like that. But now I have seen that she's become more like my
The elder
elder
one.
one.
She's
where she
imitating the
wants
elder
to-
one.
Yeah, she wants to sleep late. So
Yeah,
it was
you
like
are-
easy with only one kid getting
I
up late.
know, when you
Now
have 3 in the
with
home.
the
Better
online classes.
gradually make it a family rule. By 12 a.m. everything should be shut off. At least by 12 for this older kid. And as a family, we'll sleep by 12. Try to
Yeah.
impose.
And the way it is for me, so even I am like the other twin, where if I'm sleepy, I just need to go and sleep. So now, so previously we used to, when she was small, she used to also actually go to sleep, used to let now switch off the lights and all. But now she knows that even if everybody else goes to sleep, she can still
She can
sleep,
still carry on.
which is a bad, yeah.
Mhm.
So before, as they grow older, they try to break the
No,
rules and try to
gradually
see
let
how
her
much
know
they
that
can.
this is your main expectation and you will not compromise on this. Some things parents have to set it right that these are my expectation. You know, if this is the family rule, it is
Yeah,
not
that
that
is
I
it.
am with gadgets, I am only telling you. It
Some
is like
limits,
a
some
family rule.
boundaries have to be
Dinner
set
time, you know, this time you
in a
have to all
consistent
finish
manner.
dinner. It is just like that. It's a family time, family sleeping time. Yeah.
Yes. With the
So,
lockdown and all these, because if school is there, they have to get up at 6 no matter what. So automatically they are sleeping early because they are exhausted and they need their 8 hours of sleep. But now with the online, they know that okay, 5-10 minutes before is fine. And
Yeah, take
that
it
is
slow. Give her 1 month time, 2 months time to come to 12 a.m. Let her take week by week a bit advanced and let her make it 12 to 8. So ideally, you have to have a talk with her and make her agree.
and
so
even
it's
the
been,
physical activity is impacted. Like none of them want
yes,
to
they can't go
play
out.
and yeah, they cannot go
At
out,
least
but
they three
inside
are
the home
together.
also.
At least they three are together. They can play with
Huge,
each other.
huge. Yes, yes.
But still, I mean, everybody has their device and they are busy. And you
Mm.
again the same thing that you tell them anything, they say no, this assignment we are doing that assignment. Lockdown is like quite hard on the kids in that.
True.
I can
True,
quite
true.
understand. And as hard on the parents because
Parents
they have to
also. We
manage,
understand.
keeping tempers calm.
Low.
Yes, because they have no place to vent out their emotions.
I
And
have
so
a
it's always the
webinar coming up
parents.
actually. It's called No More Yelling. It's a free webinar for moms and dads are also most welcome. So I'll share my number. You can get in touch if you want to join. I'll share in the Facebook comment also. I'm sharing it in the
Sure.
thing. So
Wonderful.
no more yelling because parents first need to be patient. They need a lot of
Absolutely.
patience.
I know.
So when they are in a calm state, no, the whole parenting equation changes. The way they come across with their kids, no, then they get different responses.
Absolutely.
But parents sometimes don't know how to control themselves. So just I'll be sharing my tips in my
More so
webinar.
is because now they're cooped up in the home, so they themselves have
Definitely.
no avenue to
outlet.
go. Maybe earlier they would go and have a date a coffee date with a
These
colleague or
parents, kids
someone.
never used to be together for so many hours.
I know,
Kids used to
I
be
know.
at school, parents were at work.
Now they're getting on each
Weekend
other's
used to
nerves.
be some outing or some relatives coming, visiting. So it
Yeah.
was a different situation. Now all the time they are with each other. So more difference of opinions come up.
Yes, they're getting on each other's nerves now. Each one is counting, school kab khulega, school kab khulega. Parents for their own reasons and the children for their own. So
Prabhuji wants to share anything? Prabhu
Yes.
has not spoken.
So this has been a very, very invigorative evening, lots of ideas, lots of takeaways, and I'm sure when the recording is going to be shared, we'll have more responses. And each of us can share the recording with our own network. And later on, maybe from any questions that arise, we can have another tete-a-tete like this, and we kind of take up those questions on another day, another
Yeah.
time.
You
So,
can also
Neeraj?
comment in the Facebook, like whenever we
Yeah.
post, you can
Yes,
ask your
yes.
queries there. We would definitely reply.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Neeraj, this has been wonderful getting you with us
Thank you.
through the entire journey today, and sharing your views, and most important, your own thoughts on this as a parent and as a coach. So with this, I think we can
Fine.
call it a
Yeah.
day, if it's fine for all of you.
Thank you all for joining
you.
today.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
And
much.
also whoever are watching on Facebook, thank you
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you, Veena. Thank you, Neeraj.
Thank you, Prashanti.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jayanti.
So
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah,
It was
Prabhu and
wonderful.
Nimika.
Yes, yes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Signing off.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.